Hello everybody, it's Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life. Welcome back to Off the Board, and I'm also using my How to Kill a Kit with Style for the month of January. This is the series that the lovely Crystal from Pineapple Papers started a couple of years ago now, where we get into our Pinterest boards and use up some of those pins we've got saved. The one I'm using today is a scrap lift. It was originally created by Kat Benjamin for Pretty Little Studios. And considering the collection I'm using for my How to Kill a Kit with Style is this particular collection, I was very drawn to this particular layout. And so I decided I'm going to go ahead and scrap lift it. What I was extremely drawn to within her layout is seeing the alphabet underneath that pattern paper with the alpha underneath her photo. I loved that. I thought it was really cute, and I liked the different pops of colors. So that is where I started. And I layered a few. I've used the alpha for stuff. And so I had to be a little bit tricky about where I was cutting into and all of that. And so this is what I ended up doing. And I did a few layers so that it worked with what I was trying to work for. Originally, I don't have a photo in mind for this particular layout. I just know I want to try to keep it looking as similar as possible. I love the idea of having an icon. So I'm using a rainbow to start with, peeking out at that corner there. I liked that touch from the original layout as well. So now I'm going to go ahead and find the photo. So here's the one I'm going to use. This particular photo is one of those ones that I have been trying to use for a very long time. It was taken last year during the summer, and Nora's sleeping and Bear's just kind of watching her, and it was just so sweet. I loved this photo because normally he's trying to hurt her in some form, like he'd hit her in the face or pull her hair or something. So he was being nice in this moment, which was really cool. And I love the colors. Nora's blanket is purple and he's wearing yellow, and it's just a fun, playful photo. But I found it very hard to scrap. Every time I would go to grab it, it just wasn't working. I wasn't getting the right feel to what I was trying to make work and how I placed it with this. And the colors are a little off, but the feeling is matching. So I'm going to go ahead and work with it. I'm going to use scraps to make the little strips on either side. Not because I'm trying to be frugal necessarily. It's more because the colors I was drawn to and what I would have used from my full 12 by 12 sheet still are the ones that I had in scraps. So I started there, and then I had decided if I needed to go into my 12 by 12s, I would, but that didn't end up needing to happen. So that was nice. I just kept working through the little bit of scraps that I have. I try to make it balanced in the fact that one side is going to have a couple more little strips, while the other side is going to have a little bit more interest to it, being that part of the original layout that I was really drawn to was the pops of yellow. And I didn't have that particular pattern paper left. I think it actually might have been in the 6x8 or whatever form, the mini paper pad from this collection, and I didn't have that. So I decided that instead of trying to force something to happen, I would work on little bits and pieces here and there and then find what I needed. So that's what I ended up doing. I went ahead and I did the little scallop. I cut 2 different scallops so I had 2 different tones and moods going on, and I picked a little bit of a softer color tones there. And then I went through my little 2x2 swatches that I had and found what I was looking for. So this rainbow paper that you can see me cutting up there, it's got a green background with the rainbows on it. And so that worked perfectly. It gave me that little pop of color I was wanting. And even though it's not yellow, I didn't have to be yellow. That wasn't the main purpose. It was just having a pop of color. And so that gave me exactly what I wanted. So my left-hand side has a couple extra strips, and you'll see in the end I put some words there too, so it's kind of got a little bit of emphasis there. And then the right-hand side has a few lesser strips, but it's got the scalloped and a little bit of a peekaboo of that green pattern paper as well. And I'm really happy with how those turned out. Sometimes doing this type of separation with my photo in the middle, and then there's breaks on either side, and then there's this design I find very tricky because I'm not a minimalist scrapper. So having all this white space gives me a bit of a panic attack. But I went with it and I just kept going, and I'm really pleased with how it turned out. So in the end, it's all going to work out just fine. I grab one of the pre-made words, and this one says shine. So I'm trying to think, I'm like, oh, I'll do the word you shine. And you're going to see I keep this the whole way through. However, in my finished layout, I changed that. It didn't fit with what I was actually trying to say. It just, I don't know. I didn't like the proportions of it. There was something off of it. So I carefully picked up the word shine. Thankfully, I didn't tape it down very hard, because sometimes I do that. If I know I'm not 100% sure, I just put a little bit of tape and stick something down. And then once I'm actually sure that's where something's going to be, I do a better job with my adhering. So I am going to change that word, which like I said, you'll see in the end. I changed it to the word be awesome, or you're awesome, or something like that. No, I don't. I changed it to all you need is love, which kind of fits with what's happening here a little bit better. I then went into my stash, so outside of my kit, and I'm just going to add a few little random things, some pops of blues, some pops of pink, and then a little bit of gold to kind of help wrap it all up. So I'm very pleased with how this turned out. It was so much fun to get this layout scrap lifted, and it's simple. I didn't even do black splatters. I was too nervous to ruin it, so there's no splatters on this one. A look at my finished layout is coming up. Please make sure you head on over and see what everyone else has created today, and I'll see you all next month for Off the Board. Bye!